Thank you for joining Pioneer. I'm Chris. In this video, we're going to make a sourdough bread since a lot of people have starters these days. But this isn't a normal sourdough. No, this is Brian Ford's Choco Pan de Coco from his cookbook New World Sourdough. It's available on Hoopla. Check it out. This bread is unusual for a sourdough because it's enriched. That is, it's got fat and dairy in it. Brian makes a lot of this sort of bread over at his blog, artisanbrian.com, so head over there to check out more examples. He's also got tons of recipes there, including some in both English y Español. This recipe begins assuming you already have a sourdough starter. If you don't, the book or the blog has instructions for starting one. The first step in this recipe is to build your levain. Levain. That word gets used a lot in baking circles. It's really just another word for sourdough starter, though Brian uses it to mean a starter that's been fed for baking. You're going to mix 60 grams of your mature starter with 120 grams of bread flour and 110 grams of warm water. Mix this up and let it grow until it's doubled in size, about 3 to 4 hours. That's your levain. Alright, for the remainder of the recipe, you'll need that levain plus 200 grams of coconut milk, 100 grams of water, 225 grams of bread flour, 225 grams of all-purpose flour, 125 grams of shredded coconut, preferably unsweetened, 25 grams of cocoa powder, 50 grams of chocolate chips plus extras for sprinkling, 30 grams of unsalted butter plus extra for greasing the pan, 30 grams of light brown sugar, 10 grams of salt. Mix all of these ingredients together with 200 grams of your levain. You'll have some extra levain. You can add it to pancakes or just use it to make another sourdough. At this point, you have two options, the fast method and the slow method. You can either pop the whole thing in a stand mixer and go to town on it for 10 to 15 minutes until the gluten's well formed, or if you don't have a mixer or prefer a slower pace, you can mix the dough and then let it rest for 4 or 5 hours, giving it an occasional fold, stopping when it feels like a nice springy dough. If it starts to get really puffy though, transfer it to the refrigerator in between folds. Either way, once the gluten is formed, cover it and put it in the refrigerator overnight. Good morning. It's been about 12 hours since I put my dough in the refrigerator, so now it's ready to shape and proof. Pan de coco is traditionally made in small rolls, so divide your dough into 6 equal pieces, form each piece into a ball, and then put them in 2 rows in your pan. Let this proof at room temperature for 3 to 4 hours. 30 minutes before the proofing is complete, preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 350 if using convection like I am. Great. It's ready to go into the oven. Sprinkle on some more chocolate chips and some coconut and bake 35 minutes. Okay, the moment of truth. While most bread you should wait for it to cool before slicing, in this case, who can wait? There's chocolate. Let's have at it. Perfect. If you enjoyed this video, like and share below.